Hi friends, happy Monday to you. Just wanted to share a brief thought about this passage that we read in our Bible reading today in Matthew chapter 25. Jesus told this parable of the talents and talks about how one guy had 2 talents and he made 2 more with his 2 talents, and one person had 5 talents and he made 5 more with the 5 talents he was given. And one person, with his 1 talent, he buried it and hid it in the ground and didn't use it for what it was intended for. And of course, at the end of the parable, he gets rebuked for that. You can go back and read that parable for yourself if you want to in Matthew chapter 25, verses 14 through 30. It's a great picture that Jesus gives us. But I was just thinking about one of the statements that's in that parable that really jumped out at me especially, and that is when he commends the 2 faithful servants who used their talents wisely and made more talents for their master. This is what he says to them. It's just a beautiful statement. His master said to him, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master." Isn't that a beautiful statement? That these servants in this parable were given something to use for the sake of their master. And the ones who used those talents well were commended at the end when the master returned. I couldn't help but think about the fact that that's really the goal. That's really what we all want to experience one day. Either we'll be here when Jesus returns, or we'll pass from this life to the next and we'll get to meet him. And all we really want is to hear him say to us, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with little. You've been faithful over a little, I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master." So I know this is just a brief devotional, but I just wanted to challenge all of us to consider, am I living my life in such a way that, when the sun sets on our life and we leave this life to enter into eternal life, am I living my life today in such a way that my master will greet me with, "Well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your master"? That's what I hope to hear. That's how I want to live my life. There are times when I'm faithfully living my life in that way, and there are times when I'm not. But I know that that's the goal. And I want to encourage all of you to consider living your life with an eternal perspective, so that when that day comes and you get to meet your master face to face, that you'll hear him say those beautiful words, "Well done, good and faithful servant." There's a song on the radio that I've heard a number of times recently on Christian radio, and it's just called "Well Done." And that song's kind of been running through my head now as I've been thinking about this passage today. So, my friends, I hope that you'll use the talents that God has given you. And he's given all of us talents. The Bible tells us that if we're believers, we've been given spiritual gifts. We've been given things to use for the purpose of our master. And like I said, when the sun sets on our life, when the sun sets on your life and you pass on and have the opportunity to see your master, will you hear those beautiful words, "Well done, good and faithful servant"? God bless you, my friends. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Let's live our lives and use our talents so we'll hear those great words from our master.